Lesson 314, evaluating trig functions using the unit circle. So now we finally get to fill out this complete unit circle, and you can use it on this lesson. Let's start with going around the degrees. That's pretty easy. This would be 0 degrees. Think of this is 90. This is 180. So let's fill in here. This would be 30, 45, 60. And then after the 90, we've got 30 more, so that'd be 120. Then I think 30 more, 150, and I double check I should be 30 away from 180. I am. And then this, we'll split this equally. So I think about what's right in the middle of 120 and 150, or really this is then splitting 30 and having 15 be away from these numbers. So it'd be 15 more than 120, or 135. Okay, then we keep going. We know that down here is 270, and this is all the way around to 360. And so then I would have a 30 degree more here than 180, which would be 210. 30 degree more would be 240, which puts me 30 degrees away from 270. Then I'm 15 away from these two numbers, so that would be 225. And then I've got 30 more than 270 would put me at 300. 30 more than that would put me at 330, which is making me 30 away from 360. Then I should be 15 away from these numbers, so that'd be 315. That's the easy part. Now let's do the radians. So we know this is 0 pi, and we know this is pi. So we're splitting this all into pieces. So this would be half of that pi, or pi over 2. 45 degrees would be pi over 4, a fourth. And then I know this 135 would be 3/4 of this pi. So 3 pi over 4. And then from there, what part is 30 degrees out of 180? I think 30 out of 180 would reduce down to a sixth. So this is pi over 6. Then we have 60 degrees is what part of 180? 60 out of 180, that would reduce down to a third, so this is the same as pi over 3. What else you can do is think this is 1/6, skip over the fourths, 1/6, 2/6, which reduces to a third, 3/6 is a half, 4/6 is 3/4, and then 5/6 would be here. So we've got 4/6, 4/6 would be 2 pi over 3, and then we've got 5/6. So these will be your out of sixes, your fourths, your thirds. Then from there, remember that half a circle is a pi. So start at pi over 6. Think this is 1/6 plus another whole, which would be 6/6. That would be 7/6. So this would be 7 pi over 6. This would be 1/4 plus another whole, which would be 4/4. So that would be 4 plus 1 is 5/4. Slide your finger down to here. And then we have here would be 1/3 plus another whole, 3/3. 3 plus 1 would be 4/3 down here. Or 1 and then another third, which would be 1 and another 60 degrees. You could think of it like that. Okay, and then let's go over to quadrant 2. 2/3 plus another 3/3 would be 5/3 down here. And then we have 3/4 plus another whole of 4/4. 4 plus 3 would be 7/4. 7 pi over 4. Then we have 5 pi over 6 plus another whole would be 6/6. 5 plus 6 is 11/6 over here. Okay, and then all I forgot was down here, which is pretty easy. This is a pi plus another half. 1 1/2 is the same as 3/2 pi. The rule still works where you would add 1/2 plus 2/2, which is 3/2. So that takes care, oh, I forgot 2 pi. That takes care of all the radians. Now let's do the ordered pairs. We would have this point be right 1, not up or down any. Up here would be 0, 1, -1, 0, 0, -1. Easy ones, right? Okay, I can always remember the 45. Remember that because both legs are the same, and this is the x and the y coordinate, which is talking about the legs, it's square root of 2 over 2. So that's always easy for me to get. Then the other two at 30 and 60, I know the numbers, but thinking about the order of them is harder for me. But I know the numbers are square root of 3 over 2 and a half. Just which one goes first? Well, think about this 30-degree triangle. If I drop this down, which leg is longer? The adjacent leg, the length of it, or the height of it? Well, the length of it is a longer distance. And so let's see, we know a half is 0.5, right? So that would be half of a foot or inch or whatever. Well, then let's see how big square root of 3 divided by 2 is. 0.86, 0.9 almost. So this is bigger. So I need my x value to be the bigger number. So it would have to be the square root of 3 over 2 first, and then a half. And then once I know that, then this 60 degree is just reversing that, which would be a half, and then square root of 3 over 2. Once you have quadrant 1, you're good. Like you can just transfer everything over. It goes in this order. So this is another 30 degree. And you can follow them like this. You can make them different colors. So like this and this will go together. I don't really have all my good highlighters, but so this 30 degree and this is a 30 degree. So we'll have this be square root of 3 over 2 a half. And if you follow this line down, this is also square root of 3 over 2 comma 1/2. If you follow this down, make it 30 degree reference angle, this is square root of 3 over 2 a half. And then we'll worry about signs at the end. And then all your 45 reference angles are square root of 2 over 2. And then all your 60s are a half square root of 3 over 2. Okay, and then if you want to add tangent on there, this would be square root of 3 over 3, because you're dividing y by x. This would be something divided by itself as 1, and then this is, I'll put it 2 over 3, sorry, and then this would be just square root of 3, and you could copy those all the way around as well. And then you just need to do signs. Quadrant 1, everything's positive. Quadrant 2, the x values are negative when the y's are positive. In quadrant 3, x's and y's are negative. And then in quadrant 4, the y's are negative, so the second numbers are negative. And then we know, really here, I like just having the positive, so all things are positive in quadrant 1. Quadrant 2 would be the y's, which is sine. And then if you want to put sine and cosecant. And then quadrant 3, everything is negative, so that would make tangent and cotangent be positive. And then in quadrant 4, since the y's are negative but x's are positive, that would be cosine and secant. And so transfer everything over, even with tangent, and then put your signs. So tangent all in quadrant 2 would be negative. In quadrant 3 would be positive. And then quadrant 4, it would all be negative. And so feel free to color code this however you want. Make your lines. Make these x's to where the angles that go together, your same reference angles, you can identify them quickly. And then when they ask you a certain value on this lesson, you can simply look at the x or the y, or you've already marked tangent all the way around.